Welcome to Fantasy Smack Talk. This is your Week 4 Waiver Wire show. Before we get into it, though, DraftKings, if you haven't signed up for the daily games yet, you really need to. They're a lot of fun. Sign up using the promo code FST or follow the link in the card or in the description. Deposit $5 more. DraftKings will give you entry into a free game. Then you can watch Brent's video later in the week, and then you can win some money. It's a nice little thing we got going on. But help us out. You're going to like them. It's been a crazy first 3 weeks. I mean, apparently Larry Fitzgerald is a top 3 receiver again. Apparently Tyrod Taylor, Carson Palmer are both top 7 quarterbacks, and Andy Dalton. And get this, in a full point PPR league, you know who the number 2 running back is? A guy that's owned in less than 75% of leagues, my boy Dion Lewis. You know, if you go back and watch Week 1 Waiver Wire show, I liked this guy before the season, but even I didn't see anywhere close to what he's done so far. And at 3 good games in a row, this isn't a fluke. I mean, this guy is clearly trusted by that offense, and he's going to continue to have solid value. They have a bye Week 4, but Dion Lewis is a must-add in absolute all leagues. Yes, Blunt will still factor in, but Lewis is legit. Love that guy. Pick him up. Devonta Freeman for Atlanta. Tevin Coleman when he comes back, I think Coleman's the better running back, but you can't ignore what Freeman did Week 3. I mean, if you're curious who the number 1 running back was in a full point PPR, it's Freeman because he had over 40 points in Week 3. So I think that's probably about as many points as he had all last year. So I mean, Freeman has not looked that good, but this week he did. I mean, he really did play well. You know, I got to give him credit for that. But I do think Tevin Coleman is going to get the job back, but you got to get Freeman on your team just in case he does end up being the starter. And if you get one more start out of him Week 4, if Coleman's not ready, he's going to be a nice plug-and-play for you. One more guy to talk about in all leagues, Carlos Williams for Buffalo. He's the real deal. This guy is good. McCoy's banged up. They're already saying he might not play Week 4. Williams must add all leagues. At the very least, I think he's the highest upside handcuff in the league right now. You got to pick this guy up. Thomas Rawls for Seattle is interesting. You know, I really thought, I think a lot of people, including myself, thought Fred Jackson was the guy to add, if Marshawn Lynch was hurt. But Jackson really didn't see much time when Lynch left with the injury. So Rawls is the guy apparently as the handcuff, I feel. So, he looks pretty good. I mean, he definitely ran the ball well. I mean, I see why they like him. I do think Fred Jackson will factor in, but with Lynch, with this MRI stuff, we'll see what they say. But Rawls is someone that I think is must-add in deeper leagues. Antonio Andrews is next with Tennessee. Kind of an interesting situation here. They may have finally given up on Sankey. So that's a little, sorry for all you Sankey owners out there. After Week 1, it looked like he might be, off to something good, but it's definitely gone downhill since then. Tennessee does have a bye Week 4, so I don't think Andrews is going to be on a lot of people's radar. So not a bad guy to just stash on your bench and see what happens. And I got one guy that I want you to take a look at in deeper PPR leagues, and that's Chris Thompson with Washington. Seems like a lot more teams now are kind of having that one running back that kind of fills, Sproles' role or a Woodhead role or a Dunbar role, and that's the guy for. Chris Thompson is that guy for the Redskins. I don't think he's going to get many carries, but they've been really liking him in the passing game. So deeper PPR leagues, I like him as an ad. Rishard Matthews. Let's take a look at receivers. Matthews, I was high on him coming into last week. He was owned in 5% of leagues going into this week. And then he was on, or after Week 2, he's on at 5%, and then he went up only 30% after what he did in Week 2, which I was surprised. He's still only on in 35% of leagues. That is going to change drastically after his 2-touchdown performance. Granted, one of the touchdowns was kind of fluky, but it's proven now. They plan on having this guy be a big part of the offense. I'm not necessarily worried about the other receivers that they have out there at this point. I think he is a wide receiver too. And honestly, I wouldn't even be shocked if he and Landry both have 1,000-yard seasons and they both have solid fantasy value. I mean, they're going to throw the ball enough for them to both have value. Marvin Jones is next. This is a guy we liked coming into the year. He's just been kind of slowly getting healthy, but he appears to be healthy now. And the Bengals offense is firing on all cylinders right now. They look good. Marvin Jones, touchdown machine. He just always seems to find the end zone. So you got to like him in deeper leagues. If you got Gronk on a bye and the tight end situation isn't that good, might want to look at Charles Clay. The guy looked great Week 3. I mean, he was playing against his old team. Maybe he was trying a little bit harder. I mean, I'm sure he's trying every week, but I'm sure he definitely wanted to stick it to his old team. But he looked great. Won't be a bad plug and play if you're looking for a tight end. Let's take a look at the quarterbacks. Andy Dalton. I mean, he's shown flashes before in the past that he might finally get over the hump in terms of just being above average. I mean, he's just barely slightly above average in my opinion. Always finishes around like the 15th quarterback or so. But I don't know. Maybe this is the year. I mean, with the 2 running backs they have, their receiving core is looking pretty good. Eifert's healthy. They might finally have enough weapons for Andy Dalton to maybe start flirting with QB1 territory. So definitely someone to take a look at. I think he's worth adding in deeper leagues. Same with Mike Vick. The Steelers have enough weapons to where he's going to have value. And I do think he's pretty much instantly in the QB1 category while Big Ben is out. Now, even Vick obviously has lost his step, but even Vick losing his step, he can still run with the best quarterbacks out there that are out in the game right now. He can still get you maybe 20 to 40 yards rushing. I don't think he's going to run nearly as much as he used to, but I think Vick is interesting. I mean, if you're desperate for a quarterback, any type of 2-quarterback league, obviously you're going after Vick. And then Tyrod Taylor. I mean, I've been saying it every week. I disrespected this guy. I did not give him enough, potential. I didn't think he had any potential in fantasy in terms of, especially in 1-quarterback leagues. But like I said at the beginning of the show, the guy's been a top 5, top 7 quarterback depending on your settings, and he's still only owning about 40% of leagues. So, I wasn't the only one disrespecting him, but at this point, we got to take notice. We need to pick him up. 2 pick-up-and-play defenses for you. I like Indy. They've been looking a little bit better. They looked really good week 3. They got Jacksonville coming up week 4, so I like that matchup. And then Green Bay going up against San Francisco. Green Bay's D's looked decent, and San Francisco looked absolutely awful week 3, so I don't mind Green Bay as a pick-up-and-play defense. Now, this is just a portion of the list. Can't talk about everyone in the show, or else it'll be a 15-minute show. If you want to see the full list, if you click on the link in the description, it'll take you to our website. If you got any questions, post them in our forums. We'll be in there all week. And as always, Brent and I will be back later in the week. Good luck.